So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever it may be when you are watching this video. Welcome to George Sir's English classes to learn English in an easy way. Today we shall be concentrating upon class 10th UP Board prose chapter named The Ganga. The author of this prose writing, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. I hope we all are aware of who he is. As a 10th standard students, we all know who is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, what contribution he has done towards our country. He is an eminent personality, the first Prime Minister of India, of independent India, the first Prime Minister of independent India. He has done quite a lot towards the development of our countries during the time of when we were ruled by the Britishers, fight for Indian independence, and more importantly, he is more close to us, more important to us because he was the person who was born and brought up here in Allahabad. Besides being a very good administrator, besides being a great Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was also a highly qualified writer. He had written some of those very precious books that gives you quite a comprehensive knowledge about what India is all about. Some of the books like Glimpses of World History, The Discovery of India, The Discovery of the World, and his own autobiography constitutes quite a knowledgeable things about the histories of the world, about how we see India, about the past of India, about the civilization as India grew up and all things. Now this present prose, the Ganga, I hope we all are aware of what or who Ganga is. Let me personify Ganga and we say who because we revere her. It is one of the holiest river that India has got. And therefore today we'll be studying about something which Nehru ji has written about India and related to Ganga. In English, although Ganga is said in Hindi, in English we basically call it as Ganges, but because the topic has been given G-A-N-G-A, we will read it out as Ganga. Now this particular extract has been taken from the will which Pandit Nehru had written. He had written will. In the first aspect of the prose you will see he has thanked the people of India for the overwhelming response which he received from each and every community living. Now we all know that India is a diverse country. We have got different types of people prevailing over here. We have got people living of different caste, different creed, different religion, and therefore it has got a uniformity. It has got something which no other country has got. It has got a universal brotherhood irrespective of anything that we have. Today's chapter, this lesson which we will be talking about, which we'll be discussing, which we'll be reading, I will be explaining to you how important this river Ganga is. I don't think so I need to require to tell you about how important this river is. This is the very basic foundation of our faith of Hindu religion. People from far and wide, from all parts of India and from abroad, they come to take a dip in a holy river. Many ashes, and after the cremation, the ashes are submerged in holy river, and it is believed that if it is submerged in Ganga, the person is guaranteed to get nirvana, to get salvation. And therefore, today we will see what important role this river plays in the life of each and every Indian. So with this point, let us begin with this story. Let us begin with this prose work. I have received so much love and affection from the Indian people that nothing that I can do can repay even a small fraction. So the prose begins. where Pandit Nehru, as a narrator, he expresses his gratitude towards the Indian people, and he says, I have received so much love from the Indian people, from each and every community of India. Pandit Nehru says, I have received so much of love, so much of affection, that if I want to repay them, if I want to give it back to them, it is impossible for me, and in no circumstances I can give back what I have received from the people. And he says in the letter that I can repay even a small fraction of. Meaning he says so much I have received that if I want to repay, I cannot even pay the small fraction. So this new word we have got here is fraction. Fraction means a small part of something, small part. So he says, no matter what I do, no matter how I repay it, even then I won't be able to pay even the smallest of the part, even the small fraction of what I have received from the people. And indeed there can be no repayment and so precious a thing as affection. My dear children, love or affection is a very important aspect of human life. We all receive love, we all want love, we all aspire for love. And mind it, if you get a true love, if you get true affection, that which you get from your mother, that which you get from your father, that which you get from your friends, that which you get from your brothers and sisters, mind it, you cannot repay it. There is no repayment of it. So also Nehruji says, so much I have received, so much people have accepted me, so much people listened to me, so much people did what I said, that even if I want to repay it back, there is absolutely no repayment of what I have received from the people. Many have been admired, some have been revered, but affection of all class of the Indian people has come to me in such abundant manner that I have been overwhelmed by it. So he says that there are many more people here in India who have been admired by Indian people. There are some who have been revered. There are some who have been revered. No, revered means, reverence, when we say, when we give a kind of a holy respect to someone. Like there are saints and sages and gods and goddesses, when we go, we revere them. That kind of affection, the affection which has more of the spirituality is called as reverence or revere. So he says that there have been people in our country that have been admired by the people. There have people been revered, people spiritually bow down before them. But I have received so much from the Indian people that the measures cannot be measured. That's what he says. It has been abundant. Abundant means in a large quantity. In a huge quantity I have received. I have been overwhelmed by it. Overwhelmed. The new word again. Overwhelmed. Over means so we have got another new word, that is overwhelmed. So he says, I am overwhelmed. Means my heart is filled with it. When at times we become too emotional as to not able to express anything. And that's what he says, I am overwhelmed by the love and the affection that I have received from the people, so much that I cannot repay it in any measure. I can only express the hope that in remaining years I may live, I shall not be unworthy of my people and their affection. He says, there is no repayment of whatever I have received, but only thing I can give to my people, only thing I can hope that after this, as long as many years I am going to live now in the future, let this hope, let this affection, let this grace which I have received from people of India may not be undermined by me, may not, their hopes which they have may not be mistreated by me. I may live up to the expectation of the people of India. That's what he says. So we will now move to the next paragraph. To my innumerable comrades and colleagues. Comrades means sahpati, sathi, on a single particular mission. And colleagues, those who work with you, those who are your work partners are called colleagues. To my innumerable, he does not say I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 comrades or so-called colleagues. He says I have got innumerable. Everybody in India is my comrade, is my colleague. And that is why I owe an even deeper depth of gratitude. He says the people, those who have stood beside me, the people, those who have walked with me, the people, those who have shared their affections, the people, those who have shared their labor with me, to those people, उन सभी लोगों के प्रति मैं कुछ ज़्यादा ही कृतज्ञ हूँ. I even owe much deeper a gratitude towards those people who were the part of my life, who have helped me, who have given me their time, their labor, their everything that they could give it to me. I owe even a deeper gratitude. We have been a joint partners. We have been joint partners in great undertaking and have shared the triumphs and sorrows which inevitably accompany them. And he says, my friends and my comrades, we have been not like I was a senior and they were junior. We were partners. The people, those who have worked with me, the people of India, they are all my comrades, my colleagues. But not that they are junior to me, not that they are inferior to me. They are partners of mine. They are in equality with me. And therefore what happens, we have shared together the triumphs. Each time we have won some mission, each time we were victorious towards some particular individual mission, I am grateful to them. We have shared those triumphs. We were equally happy, and the sorrows also. Each time when we were defeated, there were time of gloom, there were time of sorrows. They were my equal partner in sharing my victory and my loss. And he says, which are inevitably. Inevitable means that which cannot be avoided. That inevitably means that which cannot be avoided. And so he says inevitably accompany that. If we are triumph, if you win something, we all are happy. Suppose you go to play for a cricket match, and when you go and play a cricket match, what happens is when you win it, everybody of your team is happy. You dance with joy, you celebrate, you show your affection. But the moment what happens is you lose something, there is a sorrow. Everybody of your teammates and your partners, they cry. So he says, with victory or with loss also accompanies an emotions. And he says, I have shared those emotions with my people. When I die, now it is his heart's desire which he is expressing. Now mind it, this is the part of his will. Okay, I hope you all know what a will is. When a person is about to die, everything that he has, his inheritance, his wealth, his property, what he does is, he shares it or he gives it to the other people. And for that what happens, he goes to the court and writes a written document to whom he transfers all his wealth, all his inheritance. So this extract is actually the part of his will. And in his will, therefore he writes, when I die, जब मैं मर जाऊंगा, I should like my body to be cremated. Now in a Hindu tradition, this is another word which has come over here, that is cremated. Cremated means in a Hindu religion we have seen, when a person, individual dies, he is being taken to a particular river, or at the bank of the river there are particular places where a person is put on a fire and he is burnt. This burning of the process where a body gets consumed by the fire is called as cremation. Whereas when we bury a person, when we dig the mud and bury a person, as in other religion it is being done, that is called to bury. Okay, so cremation is when we alight the body, corpse of a person, and bury is when you bury it under the ground. That is called burial or cremated. So Nehruji says, when I am cremated, when I die, my body is to be cremated. I should not be buried, though it would have been not be possible, but he stresses and he says, my body to be cremated. If I die in a foreign country, my body should be cremated there, and my ashes sent to Allahabad. He says, if I don't die here in India and I happen to die in some foreign countries, my body should be burnt there only. And my ashes, what is ashes? When a person dies, whatever the remains are left of a person, which is in the form of a dust, which is burnt dust, that is collected and then it is taken to the river where it has been offered or submerged in the river, believing that the water or the holy river would purify and grant peace to the deceased soul. So he says, if I die in a foreign country, my body should be burned there, and the ashes which is left should be brought back here to Allahabad. Okay, now a Prayagraj, of course, but then Allahabad. Okay, so he said, my body should be brought in Allahabad. A small handful of these ashes should be thrown in the Ganga, and the major portion of them disposed of in the manner indicated below. No part of these ashes should be retained or preserved. Now his will it is. As I told you, his will, his last wishes. So in his wishes he says, my ashes, when it is burnt, if I die in a foreign country, my ashes should be brought back here into Allahabad, and a small portion, a little part of it should be taken and it should be thrown in the holy river Ganga. Not all of them, of course. Most of the people, when somebody dies at a home or in a neighbor, you have seen, after whatever remains is there, we take the entire thing and submerge it into the Ganga. But here he says only small portion of it should be disposed. Disposed means to do away with, to give away. So he says the small portion of it should be disposed of in a manner indicated below. He is not yet told how it should be disposed of. He said, I will tell you later how it should be disposed of. Not a part of these ashes should be restrained or preserved. He said, my ashes should not be kept as a memory. Now, because he was a great personality, he was our prime minister, so people might keep his ashes as a memory in some museum or erect some what you call as a dome or a monument in memory. He says, no, don't do anything of that, sir. Don't restrain it. Don't stop my ashes. Everything has to be disposed of, and how it should be disposed of, he is going to tell to us now. My desire, now how it is disposed, let us see. My desire to have a handful of my ashes thrown in the Ganga at Allahabad has no religious significance, so far as I am concerned. He says, when I say that a little part of my ashes should be thrown in Ganga, that doesn't mean that I am a very religious person and it is because of some kind of religious significance. Significance means importance. Significance means importance. He says, let people may not be misled. Let people may not get confused that I am getting my ashes thrown in Ganga because of some kind of a religious importance of it. Okay? Of course, there is a religious importance why we submerged or why throw away the ashes in Ganga. But he says, I am not doing for the sake of that. It is because it is religious custom to do that. Okay? I have no religious sentiments in the matter. He says, I am not at all a very highly religious person. So there is no religious sentiments, no religious emotions attached as to why I want my ash to be thrown in river Ganga. Okay, I have been attached to the Ganga and the Jamuna river in Allahabad ever since my childhood. And as I have grown older, this attachment has also grown. Now he talks about Ganga and Jamuna. Now Allahabad has got its religious importance, children. I need not to tell. Okay, people believe that here in Prayagraj, here in Allahabad, it is the meeting point of three holy rivers: Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati. And therefore, and it is also believed that when the gods as well as demons, they were having what do you call, churning the ocean. They were churning the ocean with the help of, it's a myth, but with this Sheshnag and the mountains, one of the product that came out of the ocean was so-called nectar or amrit, and few drops of it had also fallen here in Prayagraj, and therefore this place becomes of a great historical and religious importance, especially in Hindu cult. In the Hindu religion, this place, and therefore every year we have Magh Mela, every 6 years we have got Ardh Kumbh, and every 12 years we have got Great Kumbh Mela. We have recently witnessed the great popularity, pomp and show of Kumbh Mela. I did not explain to you. And therefore he says, hey, I have here grown up as a child in Allahabad. Definitely he was born here in Allahabad, and therefore whosoever is born here in Allahabad, in Prayagraj, I don't think so there would be a single individual who would not know about what Ganga is, what Jamuna is, what Saraswati is, and what are the importance of them. We all know it. So also Nehruji says, as a child, when I have grown up here in Allahabad, I was born up here, and as I keep growing, my attachment automatically has been to this rivers. These rivers have been of great importance to me. I have watched their varying moods as the season changed, and they have, he says, I have seen varying. Varying means different. Vary means different mood. He says, as I have grown, I have seen different moods of this river. Okay, we also have seen during the monsoon time, we see that the Ganga breaks its banks and overflows. Okay, during summer times what happens, it recedes and the water becomes less. So there is variety, and then in the morning you can see glittering when the sun rays fall upon the waters, it shines, and by the evening time it is calm and gently flowing, and the air that passes by over it, what happens, it has got a cool sensation. So these are variety of mood. He says, so Nehru says, as I grew up, I have seen variety of mood of this river. This river has shown me different moods according to the seasons. And then, seasons. I have watched their varying moods as the season changed, and have often thought of the history and myth and tradition and song and story that have become attached to them, though the long ages and through the long ages, and become part of their flowing waters. No, Ganga is not something which has grown up here, suddenly came out from somewhere and started flowing. It's an ancient river, has been flown through Allahabad years after years, millions of years. It was prevalent during the times, thousands of years back also. So it contains within it the history of the glorious past of our country. And he says, therefore he says that I have often thought of the history and myth and tradition and song. Now, India and Indian people are different from the other people of the world. We have got our different culture, the culture which is mixed with religiosity, the culture which is mixed with songs. We have got different traditions. In India, there is in every 2 kilometers or 3 miles, if you go, the language changes, and we have got songs for all the occasions, and there are myths attached to all the occasions. If so, also Ganga had been here during the time of Ramayana and Mahabharata also. That is what he says, often when I saw this river, I would think of the history that was associated to it and the myths. You know what is myth? What is myth? Myth is a fictional story of which we do not have any proof. और किवदंत कह सकते हैं, किवदंतीस होती है. So myth is a fictional story. He said we have thought of the stories that have been attached and the songs that are associated to these rivers, and song and stories have become attached to them through the long ages and become the part of their flowing waters. Ages, as I already told you, from the time of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and prior even to that, there is a lot of stories attached to it. We all know the story of Bhagirathi, how he brought Ganga to the earth, and how Shivji had to intervene in between because the flow was so high, because of so fast, the velocity was so much that if it was feared that when the river Ganges happens to come to this, to strike the earth might get devastated and wash away. So what happened that Shivji came in between and he let the river flow through his locks. Okay, all this kind of, these are mythologies. We don't have any concrete proof, but it is the matter of our belief, and so we believe it. So Nehruji says, I often thought of that history, I often thought of those myths associated, and often thought of those songs associated with it as I grew up. Okay, the Ganga especially is the river of India, beloved of her people. I have already told you. This is the holiest river that India has, Ganga. And each and every person living here in India knows about the importance of this river. It is the very soul. Even if you have seen that in Hindu religion, when a person happens to die, people believe in giving few drops of the water from this particular river, believing that it will purify him from within and help him attain salvation. So he says that this river is a very part of our Indian people. The Ganga especially is the river of India. So it is an official river of India with the highest number of importance. Beloved of her people, round which are intertwined. Intertwined means, there is a new word I have got. Intertwined. Intertwined means एक दूसरे से उलझा हुआ, एक दूसरे में फंसा हुआ. ठीक है? That is what it says. कि the Ganga especially is the river of India, beloved of her people, round which are intertwined her racial memories. So it says it's a river of Indian people. It's river of India, and there are many races which are joined with this river. Many races of people, whether it had been Aryans or it had been Dravidians or it had been modern people, these people are all associated with this river. There has been some or the other time where our connection has been joined with this particular river. And he continues, her hopes and her fear, her songs of triumph, her victories and her defeat. Okay, means at the bank of river Ganga, there has been many histories written. We don't say it, we say it her. We have personified, the narrator is personified. That at the bank of the river, people have seen lots of victories. There have been defeat. There have been people singing songs of victory, the songs of sorrowfulness, the songs of joy. Everything has been sung at the very core of this river Ganga. She has been the symbol of India's age-long culture and civilization, ever changing, ever flowing, and yet ever the same Ganga. And let me repeat it, she has been the symbol. What is symbol? It's a particular indication. When you see something, you come to know to what that particular thing belongs to. It's a sign. So he says river Ganga is the sign. Sign of what? Of India's age-long culture and civilization. Now India, or Bharatvarsha I would rather say, has is a country which grew up its own different culture and tradition, which is much more ancient in comparison to the other Western world countries. Our traditions, our religion, our growth is different from all other countries of the world and much more ancient than what other countries have. So he says it has got age-long culture and civilization. Ever changing, ever flowing. This river has kept on changing. If you ask your parents and grandparents, they will also come to know this, that the river has changed its course, it has changes its banks many times. And this is the only river which is believed to flow throughout the year. The rest, all the river get dries, but Ganga keeps flowing and flowing. Though it keeps ever changing, it keeps ever flowing, yet despite of everything, it always remains the same. Now that is a very confusing thing. At one place he says it is ever changing, at another place he says it is yet remains the same. The essence remains the same. What it means? What is essence? The very breath of it. It remains the same. Fine? That is the thing. So he says, she reminds me of the snow-covered peaks. Now where do we believe that Ganga originated? The place called as Gangotri, amidst the Himalaya. With the Himalayas, Himalayas are the highest mountains of the world, the northern part of our country. Right from, if you begin it from Satluj or from Punjab and we all the way it covers and goes to the east direction, okay, west to east. On the north side it is covered, Himalaya. So Himalaya, which is a snow-covered mountain, throughout the years we have got those mountains which are covered with snow. One of the highest highest mountains of the world are found in the Himalayan ranges. There it originates from. It reminds of the snow peak, the Himalaya, and the deep valley of the Himalayas, which I have loved so much, and the rich and the vast plain below, where my life and work have been cast. And it says high mountains and deep valleys in the Himalayan ranges. When I see this river, I get reminded of that the river Ganga has originated from there, and which I have loved so much, and of the rich and vast plain below. And as it flows down from the mountains and comes down to the plain, it fertiles the plains. And therefore, the great northern plain or the plain of India is considered one of the most fertile plains in India as well as in the world. And that is because of what? That is because of this river. This river brings along with it so much of fertility, so much of growth, that this part where we live in Prayagraj, and this area, the northern area, has been considered as one of the richest and the most fertile plain. Therefore, this is called as the Great Northern Fertile Plain. If you must have definitely read it in your geography book. Plains below, which my life and work have been cast. And there it says, these particular things are there, which has been my life also. Okay? Because I have worked in these places and for the growth of this place. This all I get to know, this all I get to realize from nowhere else but this river. Okay? So we will stop over here. I hope you all have understood this much. If you have not understood any part of it, you can post me on my Telegram or on your class WhatsApp group, your difficulties and questions. The second part of the stories we will continue in another video or maybe in our live class. Till then you have to read the story, you have to watch my video on YouTube. It is compulsory for you to watch it, to listen it, to understand it, to make notes of it. And do not forget to subscribe my channel, Press the bell icon so that you may get all the latest updates that I am sending you, and be prepared for your forthcoming board exams. As far as question answers of your previous poem, I hope you were taught that poem, The Psalm of Life, is concerned. The PDF file of it is posted on my Telegram channel. The link is given below here in the description. Go to the link and open that the Telegram and get your question answers done from there for your poem, A Psalm of Life. Thank you and have a